Just said it looked like the Tasmanian devil in the cartoons. Everything, shelves, you name it, destroyed.
Wow. So they actually act like that in real life.
I didn't know that either.
Neither did I.
When cartoons in real life crush together.
Tear it up.
Amber and Ian come your way next. This has been Freddie and Harry on the mighty ESPN Radio. God bless, and who let the dogs out?
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GO to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Move your sports day forward.
It's pretty clear Canes fans needed the flashy thinking from Men in Black and erase the memory of the last few weeks. Based on the reaction Sunday night to 3 goals scored by the 2 newest members of the locker room and the post-game reaction, a brain reboot was required to be a fan again. Remember, it's only one game. You may have to unplug it and plug it back in a few times before the regular season ends.
Get set up. Join Next Up with Paul Ihander. Mornings at 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Hello, I'm John Heister for the Heister Automotive Group. And we're constantly looking for ways to serve you better. One of the ways we do that is with something we call a Go-See. And that's where you select a vehicle from our inventory, and we have thousands, and we get one of our product specialists to bring that vehicle to you at your convenience. How do we do that? Well, it's simple. We have a group of employees that are evaluated based on the number of presentations they do. They're glad to do it. So it's just one more way we get off our keister and bring Heister to you.
Will you make the right call? Time's running out, pressure's on, and you need your roof replaced. Hi, I'm Holly from RoofWorks. It's 4th and goal, and the decision's in your hands. The competition can't stop you. You're about to score the game winner. We've trained for years for this moment to raise the roof for you. So avoid the noise and put us in the game. Call RoofWorks today or visit us online at roofworks.com. That's roof, WERKS.com.
Smart homes, virtual assistants, and AI. Imagine what the next 10 years will bring. At Lumos, we have. With 100% fiber internet built for the future, you're ready for whatever comes next. Plans start at $50 per month. Learn more at lumosfiber.com/next.
Hey girl, haven't seen you downtown lately.
Nope, sticking to our go-to places.
You mean like Sharky's?
Well, we love our Sharkies. Best wings and gumbo on the planet. But we never miss the $5 sangrias on Wednesdays at the new Salt and Lime and Mexican pints on Thursdays for $3.
You know my boy loves the House of Hops. No better selection of craft beer in the state. Loves their specials, their food trucks, and I love my wine. They have a wonderful selection.
And have I told you about our new takeout spot, Che Empanadas? It's right next to Sharky's. They have 20 different types of authentic Argentinian empanadas, and they are incredible, especially the breakfast ones. You gotta try it.
Sounds perfect. And how awesome is it that they're so close to each other?
Yes.
Give them a try. Che Empanadas, House of Hops, Salt and Lime, and Sharky's. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from each other off Duralee Road, Glenwood, and Grove Barton.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on the radio, Instagram, TikTok, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader. 99.9 The Fan. Feature presentation.
Past the halfway point of the third period. Orlov shot. The score! Deflected out in front. And welcome to the National. His first NHL goal. Jackson Blake.
The official station of Caniac Nation 99.9 The Fan presents Canes Corner. Here's your host, Mike Maniscalco.
And more importantly tonight, our guest born in Fargo, North Dakota, grew up in Minnesota, and now a Carolina Hurricane rookie, Mr. Jackson Blake, everyone. Jackson, welcome to the local. Welcome to Canes Corner, and this is going to be great. Make sure Bill Burniston knows you have mini bunt cakes for your first appearance here.
Wow, what a treat.
I'd like to take credit for it, but Sue, who did this, and here's a little incentive. If you're really good tonight, you can walk home with a bigger bunt cake, too.
Oh, geez. I don't know if I need that. Look at that thing.
You never know. I mean, what Bill and the nutritionists don't know will never come across the scale.
Keep it quiet.
So let's get into a couple of things here. 7-game winning streak. That's not too bad last time I checked. So what have for you been the ingredients for this latest run that this team has been on?
Yeah, I feel like, kind of after the trade deadline, we've been on this 7-game run or whatever it is, like you said, and I feel like everyone has just been playing so well, top to bottom. Goalies, defensemen, forwards. We're all playing as a group. Everyone's playing hard for each other, and it's been a ton of fun. Definitely not complaining in those last 7 games, so it's been awesome.
11 goals and 12 assists on the season already. Let's go back to the start of the season for you. What was, in your mind, the biggest adjustment that you had to make coming from college? You had a little bit of time in the pros before when we talk about playing in the USHL, and college hockey is, for my money, really gotten to a level that you could compare to lower levels of pro hockey like the ECHL, maybe even the AHL in some points. But for you, if you can go back, you think of what was the hardest adjustment? Was there a tough adjustment for you?
Yeah, I feel like you kind of nailed it on the hammer there. College is, I think, the best and easiest way to transition from the lower league to professional hockey. I think a big factor, too, is you're playing against, especially with that COVID thing, you're playing against 24, 25-year-olds. So you're kind of already used to playing against older and bigger guys. But I think for me, the biggest adjustment was speed, and then, kind of not trying to get too starstruck out there when you're playing against guys like Nikita Kucherov and Sidney Crosby in your first and third game. It's pretty hard not to look at them in warm-ups and watch what they're doing. But, yeah, I feel like speed for me was the biggest adjustment. Obviously, there's nothing as fast as playing in the NHL except for maybe that Four Nations tournament that was really fast. But, I think, at the start of the year, it was a little iffy transition, and then I think I've just grown ever since then. So it's been good.
Well, you set me up for the question. I wasn't sure if I would ask this one tonight, but was there a moment you're going to take a draw, you're in the circle, and you look across and you're like, I'm across from this guy? Is there that moment, or when you're on the ice, you're just playing and you save that for when you're on the bench and you're like, did you see what this guy? And your guys like, don't do that. We're not allowed to say what that guy just did.
Yeah, there's been a couple. I think first time was last year when I played in that one game against Columbus. Obviously, Johnny Gaudreau, watched him growing up. He was one of my favorite players growing up. But I think the biggest one was when we played Pittsburgh this year in the third game. Like, the boys were giving me so much stuff for it, too, because I was like, oh, my gosh, we're playing against Sidney Crosby. Like, this is absurd. Then you speak of face-offs, too. I'm not a centerman, but I think it was Jacko got kicked out, and I ended up taking one against Malkin, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, this is crazy. And I actually won it, and I told my mom, I was like, I'm so pumped. Like, that was – but, no, I mean, there's been so many, I think. Obviously, a guy – probably my favorite player growing up was Patrick Kane, and we didn't play him until, like, for the first time a week or two ago, so – that was another big one, another cool one. Even 60-some games in, I'm still, feeling it a little bit. So I don't think that'll end anytime soon, but it's definitely gotten a little easier for me.
Well, now you can tell Rod Brindamore when Malkin's going to take a draw, just look at him. I got it. Just go over the boards and tell him I got it. Wave Jordan Stahl off. I got it, Jordan. Yeah. This one's mine. Exactly. I own him in the dot. To that, everybody always talks about like a rookie transition and when to fit in. But the one thing about this group who – I know the fans here know it. You've heard it for a long time, but you're living it. Everybody says it's easy to transition to this team because of the guys in that locker room. So what is it about the group inside and behind closed doors, not on the ice, that makes this such a special place to play and makes it easy for a rookie who only had one NHL game in his back pocket to come into the season and feel like he belongs here.
Of course, they made it so easy on me. I mean, you see the culture they have here and they've had since Rod got here 6 or 7 years ago or whatever it is. And I mean, all the guys, top to bottom, they're so great to me coming in. It's not easy coming in, obviously, as a rookie, and to be the only rookie too. So you don't really. Obviously, we had young guys like Jarvie and Jacko earlier this year who helped me out a lot. So that was really nice. But even the older guys, and it didn't matter who it was, they just made it really easy on me, and super grateful and fortunate for these guys. And you see why they have such great years in the playoffs and in the regular season too, is because they're so close and the bond is there and everything is there. So, I mean, hopefully, get a good run this year with these guys. So I'm excited for it.
All right. I think, as we've already commented, you're on a good run right now. A 7-game winning streak for the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm going to need you guys to clap a lot tonight, because there's this stuff. I don't know if you had a lot of pollen in Eden Prairie. I know you had snow. So you're trading snow for pollen when you move further south in the United States. So anytime, and I'm going to need audience assistance on this one when you see me going for that, feel free to clap for Jackson Blake all the time, like right now. I got to practice it, and then we'll be by the third period we'll have this down. You bring up something though. That first game you played in Columbus last year, was that a I don't want to say I made it moment, but do you look back on that game, or does that game feel like 10 years ago now, your NHL debut?
No, I definitely think about that one a lot. Probably the coolest moment in my hockey career, having my family there. That was so cool. But yeah, I kind of knew once, they didn't have a chance to win the President's Trophy, that they're going to let me, Nads, and Scotty play. So super grateful. I thought it was really cool we got to do that, and I think it honestly helped me coming into this year, kind of knowing that I believe that I can play in this league and compete with these guys, and I think that was a huge step for me. I don't know if it was I made it, because the game honestly didn't really mean a whole lot, so it just meant a lot to us three for sure. Playing, it wasn't Scotty's first game, but me and Nads. That was really cool, and I'll remember that one for the rest of my life for sure.
Well, the game and the way that you play it now, you've been up and down the lineup. For a player with your skill set, it looks like it doesn't matter who your centerman is, who the other winger is. You just mesh, you do your thing. That's part of it. So you bring up playing for Rod Brind'Amour. Is that one of the things that he tells you? You just play your game. You don't worry about who your centerman is? Or, I mean, you've played a lot of hockey in your life. The guy who's in the middle or the guy who's your other wing, does it change how you play at all depending on who your line mates are?
Yeah, I feel like Rod's pretty much told me that too throughout the whole year. Like you said, been up and down a lot. But yeah, I feel like whatever I bring to the table, I just got to stick with that. And no matter who I'm playing with or how much I'm playing, I think I just got to bring what I can bring and do what I can do to help the team win. And I mean, obviously it helps when you're playing with guys like Aho and Jarvie. I mean, that's been great the last couple of games or whatever, and definitely not complaining playing with those guys. It makes it easier on me, and I just try to make it a little easier on them too. But I mean, I feel like you just got to play your game no matter who you're playing with and do whatever you can to help the team win. So
you seem a little reserved in nature. Are you a talker on the bench when things are going on? Or with Seth Jarvis as a line mate, there's no room to say anything. He's just going to take up the time before you go back out on the ice.
Yeah, Jarvie does like to talk a lot. So, but no, it's all good. Honestly, I'm a little quiet in the room, I would say, but when it comes to hockey, I would say I get a lot louder. And I mean, I'm always talking, with my line mates and discussing stuff like that. And the ref, no, I'm kidding. But
wait, what about the refs?
Yeah.
I don't know that they make mistakes
No.
ever, especially on goalie interference calls
well,
or anything like that.
I know they don't love me when I score on those or get something on those. They like to automatically call them off. But no, it's been good. But yeah, I feel like I've gotten a lot more talkative throughout the year, obviously. So, but yeah, Jarvie and Fishy, they do most of the talking on the bench. So,
But when you're on a line with Jordan Stahl and Jordan Martinook, as Seth has dubbed them, my two dads, I don't know if you can go with that reference yet. When you're playing with those guys, is that something where just whichever Jordan's talking, okay, just nod whatever they
yeah,
say?
exactly. Just keep your mouth shut and then just nod, and whatever they say is right. So, no, I haven't got to play with them a whole lot, but when I'm out there with them, I mean, they're so good at, you see why they're in the ozone pretty much all the time. It's so fun to play with them. So,
As this season has progressed, though, and this team, the Caps are in first, and I don't know if you are if you're looking at the standings and whatever's here, we know how important it is to have a home game in the playoffs, and you want Game 7 at home. You guys are focused on and Rod said it today, you don't worry about what's 10 games in front of you or 10 games behind you. But when you play and look at it's just about today, is that easier for a young guy instead of looking at, I got to play 82 games in the league, as opposed to you just worry about San Jose coming up on Thursday?
yeah, I feel like that's the mindset you got to have, right? I mean, I've never even played close to 82 games. The closest I played was 60 in juniors, and I thought that was a lot. But, I mean, 82 games is so long. I played 40 the last 2 years, so combine those 2 years, and you're still not even playing as many games as we play here. So it's definitely a big adjustment for me. I'm sure it is for everyone coming to play this many games. But, I mean, you just got to remember you got to be grateful you're playing in this league. I mean, you dream of it as long as I can remember. And then, yeah, just like you said, just focus, be present, stay focused on, that day, that practice or that game or whatever it is. And I feel like that's helped me a lot. It's been a pretty smooth transition from 40 games to 82 games. So.
Yeah. Oh, you can applaud anytime. That's why we have a live studio audience here on Canes Corner, live from the local on 99.9 The Fan. You talk about staying in the moment, though. Was there a moment in the season where, like you said, it's a grind, and it is every other night? The practices, by the way, are not, I'm going to go out on a limb, they're not like a college practice. Not saying they're easy in college, but you're now playing and you're taking a puck in the corner against Brent Burns or Jacob Slavin. And I wish people who are not here could see the look that Jackson Blake just had on his face when I said you go into the corner with Brent Burns or Jacob Slavin, and it's just like, you're not coming out with a puck, right? Is that one of those things you're like just hanging on for it?
Yeah, Slava was here in the summer when I was here with those guys, and oh my gosh, he amazed me. It was unbelievable. Like, I knew he was good, but then that just sold me. Like, this guy is so different from everyone else. Like, there's no way anyone's getting past him in a 1v1, and sometimes even 2-on-1s. He makes incredible plays. Like, you guys all see it. Like, his hand-eye coordination is one of the best, and I mean, he's unbelievable. So. Yeah. Same with Bernsey, too. Bernsey, I mean, he's 40 and still doing what he's doing. It's unbelievable. He's been playing since I've been born in this league, which is absolutely crazy. Like, I cannot even imagine that. But yeah, those two guys, I mean, all the defensemen on our team are so good and so hard to go against them. But, I mean, it only makes me better, and I think it's helped a lot. Those practices have been, so fun, and every chance you get to go against those guys, it's more of an opportunity versus like a kind of scary thing versus maybe what it was at the start of the year. You're like, oh my gosh, Jacob Slavin, here we go.
There are two moments, though. One stands out to me, and it was on the early trip through Western Canada. And I think it was Vancouver, but it might have been Calgary. You make a move on a veteran defenseman where you come in and you do a spinorama and then drop to the net and go to the backhand. And you should have scored. It was one of those things, you tip your cap, it's a good save. Was there a moment where you either had a move or a game where, not saying, oh, this is easy, but it's more of, okay, I can do this. It's like, I did this move, or this, I knew this play was going to happen. It's not as going to be as overwhelming as maybe we like to think it is for guys in the league.
Yeah, I feel like, you kind of just hit it. I think that was the moment. I don't know. It was the Canucks, I think, and that was probably game 6 or 7, so still pretty early. And yeah, once I did that, I mean, I still think about that one and how it didn't go in, which is unbelievable. But yeah, it was a good save. But yeah, I feel like after that, doing that, I think that helped my confidence grow. Obviously, it fluctuates throughout the season, of course, with things happening. But after that, I feel like, I can, be the same or try to be the same player I was in college and translate it the best I could. Obviously, that was early, and I've grown a lot since then. And obviously, just keep working at it, keep growing my confidence, and being as creative as I can out there. So, yeah.
All right, I'd say it's paid off. I think we've seen it so far. Jackson Blake is our guest here on Canes Corner, live from the local. Coming up, we're going to find out how exactly you got here. By the way, every place you go, you win championships. I don't know if the folks know this. We'll get into that. We'll get into a few other things. For people who don't know, he's just got a few more goals to go to catch somebody else in his family who scored goals in the National Hockey League. I don't know if he reminds you of that or not.
Yeah, he'll remind me all the time, so I know.
We'll talk a little bit about his dad, Jason Blake, if you didn't know that, and so much more about the Canes season. Oh, and I already tipped him off. He knows that there's questions coming from you guys on the old X/Twitter machine. As we continue with Canes Corner, live from the local with Jackson Blake here on 99.9 The Fan.
The Adam Gold Show.
Look, it wasn't going to work out with Mikko Rantanen, obviously. Should they have known? Probably, but they didn't. So you make the best out of the situation. You get a guy in Logan Stankoven who fits the way you guys play. Now move forward. You also get some draft capital to add pieces down the road. It was never about this year anyway. It was always about the future. This team can still win it now.
The Adam Gold Show, weekdays starting at noon on 99.9 The Fan.
Every sandwich has bread, every burger has a bun, but these warm, golden, smooth steam buns, these are special, reserved for the very best. The Filet-O-Fish, and you can have them too.
Mix and match faves like a Filet-O-Fish, McCrispy, Spicy McCrispy, or 10-piece McNuggets. Now get any two for only $6. Prices and participation may vary, single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At Rocket, we believe everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. So if you're feeling locked out of home ownership, we're here to give you back the keys. We're opening doors, breaking down walls, and doing everything we can to turn renters into owners. And we're not going to stop until we help everyone home. To find out more, visit rocket.com. Rocket. Own the dream.
Spring is here, and there's no better time to let a new career blossom. The Wake County Public School System is hiring special education instructional assistants and bus drivers, and we need dedicated individuals to help transport kids and provide instruction to motivated students. You'll love our competitive salaries and comprehensive benefits, including retirement, and will enjoy a welcoming, positive culture that will motivate you every day. Apply now at careers.wcpss.net and discover a place where anything is possible.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings on the supplies pros need. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
Which of us, detective, do you suspect is the millionaire?
The evidence is everywhere. Your diamond necklace, Monty's new yacht, and the butler's new convertible. Admit it, you're all Maximilian scratch-off winners.
Of course we are. With 25 prizes of $1 million, you could be too.
New Maximilian from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 2.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. All kinds of beers and thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Svechnikov going with it. 3-on-2. He'll feed Blake. Blake moves back and let's score! The bounce for the rookie. His 10th of the year. And Carolina goes up 2-1.
Well, that is his double-digit goal. He's added one more. He is our guest here tonight on Kane's Corner here on 99.9 The Fan. I just found out we're on YouTube TV as well. So, hi. Everything's that camera right there. So, yeah, I'm like, hey, if people not here could see your face, and then we're told they could see your face. So, here we are. Well, welcome to it, Jackson. We're in the 21st century. Jackson Blake is our guest here at the local. And, yes. And to find out exactly how you got here, for people who don't know, Jackson's dad, Jason, had a very long and good career in the National Hockey League. So let's go back to when you're little. When did you figure out my dad has a really cool job?
Honestly, not till later. I feel like when you're that young, you kind of just think it's normal. You go in the locker room and you're hanging out with guys who I looked up to, who were Ryan Getzlaff and Timo Solani and Corey Perry and those guys, Bobby Ryan. I didn't even realize it until I was probably like 10 or 11 years old that like this isn't normal. Not everyone's dad plays in the NHL. So when I was that age, I really started looking at it a different way and seeing how lucky I am and how grateful I should be that, you know, I have him. And he was so great when he played. I can't even imagine, you know, how stressful it is to have 4 kids now, but 3 kids at the time, and doing what, you know, I'm doing now. It's unbelievable to do all those things. So I give him props for doing that. It's truly incredible. But yeah, I super grateful for him, super fortunate to have him as a dad, and really cool what he could do.
I know that we could look at, you know, as your dad is in the NHL, and does that put pressure on you? But if you have siblings, you know, that's more pressure than anything your parents put on you. So what was the sibling dynamic like in the Blake house?
Yeah, so I have one brother. He's only 12 years old, so he wasn't born until after my dad was done playing. I have a younger sister. She's 18, and then an older sister who's 23, almost 24. And yeah, very, very competitive. They were dancers, and you know, my dad's super competitive, my mom competitive, just a very competitive household. And I actually have a story. One time, me and my older sister, this is how competitive I was too growing up. We were playing Battleship, and she had like 2 more on my thing. It was like a 2-hour game. And right when I found out I knew she was going to win, I said, no, I'm done. I don't want to play anymore. So I took the board. She didn't win, and yeah, she still brings that one up. But yeah, super competitive household. But I'm grateful for all of them.
You did the flip?
Yeah,
you did the walk off?
I said, I'm done. And then I went to my room. I called and I said, I'm done. I'm not losing. No way.
We are here with the mildly competitive Jackson Blake here on 99.9 The Fan. You mentioned being in those locker rooms. Can you look back now, and is there anything where you picked up how the players interacted with each other, or is that, you know, you're young, it's just cool to be in there, I can't wait to get on the ice with, you know, my dad, or, you know, we're going to play, you know, sock hockey or knee hockey with the guys when we get the opportunity to do it?
Exactly. I feel like, you know, you just said it, the second option. Like I didn't really realize, you know, these guys were special and how cool it was. I honestly, my mom didn't love it, but I didn't even really like to watch the games. I'd rather sit down with the kids and play knee hockey in our little area over there. So she didn't love that because she knew she had to watch me and she wanted to go watch. But I made her watch on the TV downstairs. So, but no, yeah, I mean, Bobby Ryan, I remember, like, he was so good to me. I feel like, you know, having a guy like that, I was so young, and he'd come upstairs and play NHL with me. Whenever he was still a pretty young guy, but if my dad was hosting the little thing, he would always come up and hang out with me a little bit, and I always thought that was really cool, and I remember that for sure. So, well,
then you start to make your way through hockey yourself. You play in the USHL. What was that experience like? You win a championship. Walk through when you're playing for that, and what was your decision there? Because a lot of people, as you say, you can play junior, you're going to get all of these options to play here. Was that a no-brainer for you to play that? Was it a big decision for you to go to play there? What was behind that opportunity?
Yeah. So my junior year, I went to Chicago. My junior year of high school, I went to the Chicago Steel to go before the high school season. Minnesota high school, I think, is a super cool dynamic. I don't know if you guys know too much about it, but you grow up with your buddies, you play together pretty much your whole life, and then get to play high school and play in the Minnesota State tournament. I got to do that twice, and it's in front of 20,000 fans, and you're only 15, 16, 17 years old.
Yep.
So, yeah, my junior year I played before in Chicago, and then I went back, went to high school for 2 or 3 months, played that season, and we ended up actually winning the state championship that year, which I think that was, one of my best moments in hockey for sure. And then went to Chicago after the year, and then we actually ended up winning the Clark Cup too that year, that was a really cool thing. And then my senior year, I left, didn't play high school that year, and just stayed in Chicago. And I think the USHL, and especially Chicago, does such a great job with development and players. They've been good for so long. I think it's just a way that they do things there that's so special, and they just provide you with great opportunity to succeed at the next level. So I would not even be close to where I am today without those guys. So I give a lot of thanks to those guys for sure.
And if anybody wants to look up the numbers, it was something crazy like 26 goals, 38 assists, and 27 games in high school. And same thing with the Steel. I did want to ask you about playing for Eden Prairie, though, and winning a Minnesota State championship. I mean, that's like here, it's like playing in the ACC championship for NC State and winning it, or playing high school football and winning your state title here. But there's, for people who don't know, and you can look it up, it's online. The Minnesota State championships, usually guys let the flow go. They grow out the hair, they dye the hair. Some guys can grow facial hair. That's an exception to a rule. But you got to tell us, is there a hair photo of Jackson Blake somewhere getting ready to play for Eden Prairie in the state championships?
There is, but I just had a little buzz cut. I wasn't going with the flow. A couple of us got buzz cuts. One of our guy had like a huge afro, like Spin Chicklets side, and they asked him to come on his podcast and everything. But yeah, I wasn't the guy who was, doing all the flow stuff and dyeing my hair or anything. I probably don't even need to dye my hair. It's so blonde. But yeah, you see all these. I'm sure maybe a couple of you guys have seen it from the tournament. They do some crazy stuff, and you get to say some stuff into the camera, and it's just such a cool thing. And then the all hockey hair team, I don't know if they do that anymore, but they used to do that, and it was so funny. And it's just cool what they do with that tournament. It's unbelievable.
I was thinking like maybe you were gonna go full mullet, but like 10% up front, 90% in the back. You could have worked, rocked something like that back in the day, but
I should have.
There's still time to do it in the pros now. Exactly. I mean, I don't know if you can do it as a rookie. We're just going to put that out on the table. By the way, mullet's never a right choice, just so we can all get that out of the way. I understand. Thank you. But I was expecting more of a reaction to the mullet thing.
Right?
All right, moving on.
Yeah.
But did winning titles early, what does that do for you? We already found out that you're not going to lose in the battleship championship round.
No.
So, but does winning a title that early, is that one of those things where it's like this is what it's all about? Like it sparks that fire and makes it maybe even burn a little bit hotter, because you don't want to be on the other side of losing a championship game or not even getting there.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like our whole group actually, it's Bantams and then it goes to high school, and I was a first year Bantam, and you play 2 years, and we actually got second place in the Bantam State tournament. That one stung a little bit. And then I played my second year, but we didn't even make it. But my buddies who are a year older than me actually lost in the state tournament. They got second place their sophomore year. Then my sophomore year and their junior year, we got second place in the state tournament. So, yeah, I've definitely been on the other side of losing for sure. So that my junior year after we won the state tournament, I mean, it's the best feeling, to win a championship. You realize that you get that forever, right? I'm sure it's times 10 here in the NHL. I'm sure guys still, texted these days. You realize that it's mostly on those championship teams too, right? Like you win a championship and people don't forget. You stay in touch with those guys. You have reunions and stuff like that. We still have every summer we try to get together and play golf or something like that. And with our high school team and even our USHL team, like I still talk to some of those guys, and winning a championship, no matter what level or what league it is, nothing compares to it, and losing sucks. So obviously, those whatever 3 second places those guys got and the 2 I got, I think really fueled us to, all right, let's win one for Pete's sake. Jeez.
Well, you got it done. And how many folks were here in June 2006 across the street for a little game against the Edmonton Oilers?
Little game.
Yeah, they can tell you. You can remember details, right? Minutes, seconds, things that happen. So, and again, I get to use this line as a guy who played for the Durham Bulls in the fictional movie Bull Durham. Winning's great. It's like so much better than losing.
Yeah, that's a good line. I like that line.
You can steal that. That's all yours. But you did go to North Dakota, which, that is a storied hockey program. But I have to think, how does a Minnesota high school kid get out of the state of Minnesota? Why was North Dakota the play for you?
For me, it was really easy. Obviously, my dad went there, so it was pretty much set in the stone that I was going there. I didn't really have a choice, but I mean, I don't think I even wanted to go to Minnesota. The facilities at North Dakota are like unbelievable. Everything they had to offer, and it was one of the best 2 years of my life. I mean, playing there, it kind of reminds me of here, actually, just how dedicated they are to the hockey, how much they care, how much the fans care. It's so cool to see, and those 2 years at North Dakota, it's hard to beat them, but hopefully, a lot of years here we'll beat that. So
for sure. Jackson Blake is our guest here on Kane's Corner at the local here on 99.9 The Fan and on YouTube as well.
There we go.
Here we are again. Hi, what's up? I brought that up because I knew your dad went there, and I was curious because sometimes you hear guys, I don't want to go where my dad went. I want to go someplace else. And for you, you're like, nope, this is it. Yeah. It's done. Everybody else, thanks, Coach. Thanks for the phone call. But, say go call somebody else, it feels like. That was already on your mind.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, a lot of my buddies who were, I was really close with, they were committed to Minnesota. And it being 20 minutes away from my house, that would have been another great option, I feel like. St. Cloud was another good one. It was those three, but it was always North Dakota. I went there when I was 13 or 14 to watch a game, and that's when actually Joesty was there, and then Brock Besser too, another decent hockey player. Like, he's not bad. So watching that, and then just seeing everything they had there, and it's even grown since when I got there. I mean, the weight room is unbelievable. It leaves me speechless. Like, that place is so nuts. It's like the Alabama football, but in hockey. Yep. Like, there's nothing like it. So, yeah, that place. I mean, the weather is just horrible. Like, you don't go outside for 3 or 4 months, but you don't really do that anyways. So, that wasn't a huge worry for me. But yeah, it was always North Dakota, and I'm so happy I went there.
Well, I know that North Dakota was happy you went there. I know that the Carolina Hurricane scouts were happy that you went there. Not for the horrible weather, but they could watch you play.
Yeah.
But your sophomore season, you are a Hobey Baker finalist. That is the Heisman Trophy for college hockey, to put it in those terms. Did you know you were having that kind of season? Like, was it one of these things where, like, you were putting the skates on, you're like, question tonight isn't, am I going to get a point? It's how many am I going to get? Or as you seem to be pretty present in the moment, you don't think like that? Or was that just one of the, oh boy, cannot wait to drop the puck tonight seasons?
I feel like at the start of the year, that was definitely one of my goals to win the Hobey. I mean, obviously, I feel like that's a lot of guys' goals. But going into the year, the first half, it was good, but it wasn't like what I really wanted it to be like. And then the second half, I think like 2 or 3 weekends in. I mean, you got to remember too, you only play 40 games, so it's like you can't waste any games, right? Like, I mean, you don't want to waste any games here, but it's like you play 82, so it's a lot more. But yeah, I think it was like 4 or we played St. Cloud, and after that, it was like felt just so like the points were just rolling, and I was like, this is unbelievable. Like I've never played hockey like this, where you're getting 2 or 3. It kind of did feel like that. Like how many points am I going to get tonight? And it was unbelievable. I mean, obviously, I thank my coaching staff and my line mates too. Like they all made it happen too. So it was a really fun year. I mean, not the result we wanted, losing to Michigan in the playoffs, but just a great year. And I mean, the 2 years there went by in a blink of an eye. And I mean, Jordo's even told me that here, like I don't even know how many seasons he's in, but he says it's gone by fast. And Burnsy probably says that too, but I don't believe it because he's been in the league for 21 years. That's I don't think that's a blink of an eye because that's my whole lifetime. But yeah, last year was a great year and probably one of my favorite years playing hockey.
And Brent, if you're listening, Jackson's brought it up twice that you've been in the league longer than he's been alive. Not me. Jordan misses you by a year. You were like in your first year of life when Jordan got into the National Hockey League. So yeah, you've got that wisdom to get some shine off of. And nobody likes losing to Michigan. I mean, let's face it. Let's be real about that. It can't be a good feeling.
No, that was one of the worst feelings. I mean, I knew a lot of guys on there too who I've played with in like the World Juniors and stuff, and those are not the guys you want to lose to for sure because they're the ones who are going to rub it in too. So,
well, it leads me to that. You played for the United States in the World Junior team, and I think we all watched the Four Nations tournament, right? And you talked about the speed and the level of that. Is it different with all of the sweaters you put on? Is that one when it's the United States, it's your country? Is that one a little different when you pull that jersey on for the first time?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I played in a 5 Nations tournament in Germany, which is like it's a good tournament, but it's not like Sweden or Canada in it. So that was my first moment where I put on the USA jersey, and that was really cool. But the World Juniors, I mean, one of the best hockey tournaments I think there is in the world. Kids, I remember when I was 11, 12, I would watch it every Christmas time and, be like, that's the tournament, I want to play in. And when I made that team, like, it was unbelievable. When I put on the jersey and you're playing best on best, guys like Connor Bedard and, Dylan Gunther and all these guys who are, top 5 picks and stuff like that, and you're playing against them. And I was a 4th rounder, and that was my freshman year of college, so I wasn't, where I am today, obviously. So it was still really cool. That was kind of another starstruck moment, like playing against Connor Bedard, who's going to be a first overall pick. So that was really cool. But I mean, representing your country, I don't think there's anything like it. I mean, putting on an NHL jersey is the best thing, but I think the second best thing is definitely representing your country.
Absolutely. Jackson Blake is our guest here. Quick follow-up, because I did want to ask you about being drafted. Where were you when you found out you got drafted, how it all goes down, and all of the parts of it? And by the way, I think that this is a prime example. I know that you want to be number 1 overall. You want to be a first rounder, but you find out this team in Raleigh, North Carolina has selected you. And what's the immediate thought? Are you looking at the roster going, well, I'm going to crack this in a year or two? Look at that. I mean, who are these guys that they have on here?
No, I definitely was not like that. I think I was 140 pounds, so I knew I had a lot of years to go and a lot of teams to play for.
Can I interest you in a bunt cake?
Yeah, maybe not now, but no, might have to crush that thing later, but we'll see. No, I actually have a pretty funny story. It was COVID, so I don't know if I would have went to the draft or not, regardless of it, but there wasn't even a draft. There wasn't a combine or anything like that with it being COVID. And I was at my house. It was me and my family, but I had no idea. I didn't know if I was going to go in the 2nd round or the 6th round. It was kind of, whatever happens at that point. And it got to the 2nd round and then the 3rd round. And I was like, all right, like, what is it going to happen or not? Like, and then the 4th round came and my dad was like, all right, I'm going to get food. Like, I'm sick of this, pretty much kind of thing like that. So then he left, and then legit, like 5 minutes after, I was just on my phone on the couch because I'm like, all right, I've been looking at 100 picks, like, and it hasn't been me yet. So, and then I think it was 109, and my little sister looks, is like, Jackson Blake, like, wow, Carolina. And then, yeah, that's when it hit me. It was one of the coolest moments of my life to be drafted. And yeah, I didn't know a whole lot about the Hurricanes besides the fact that my dad would always talk about Rod and see how ripped he was. And it's like, why do I not look like that? Like, I've been out of the league just as long as he is. Like, why don't I look? I'm like, dude, you got to actually work at it and stuff like that. But no, I mean, that was one of the coolest moments of my life. Yeah, to be drafted here. And that was kind of when I think Rod was kind of 2 or 3 years in and just getting started a little bit and seeing how good they've been in those years. And it's so cool to come here and play for this team and play for these fans. I mean, there's nothing like it, and I'm so grateful they drafted me.
I think the fans here are appreciative of that and glad you're here. Also, Rod has been working out since his 3rd day on planet Earth, so that's why he looks the way he looks. Coming up, we're going to turn it over to you guys. I will try to screen the questions as best I can, Jackson, but I make no promises. We turn it over to the internet. What could go wrong? That's what we say.
Probably nothing, right?
Nothing whatsoever. More with Jackson Blake coming up here. It's Gaines Corner, live from the local on 99.9 The Fan.
Move your sports day forward.
It's pretty clear Canes fans needed the flashy thinking from Men in Black and erase the memory the last few weeks. Based on the reaction Sunday night to 3 goals scored by the 2 newest members of the locker room and the post-game reaction, a brain reboot was required to be a fan again. Remember, it's only 1 game. You may have to unplug it and plug it back in a few times before the regular season ends.
Get set up. Join Next Up with Paul Ihander. Mornings at 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
It's bow time.
Finally, lunchtime. I'm starving.
What's that?
This is the Bojangler from Bojangles.
Ooh, with the same bold flavor as their chicken?
The same.
And fries.
The same.
Huh. Well, I've got a PB&J.
Yeah, that's not the same.
A crispy fish fillet dusted in Bo's famous seasoning. With cheese and tartar sauce on a fluffy bun, the Bojangler's back. Hook one while you can. It's bow time.
There's no time like Bojangler time. Time to stop whatever you're doing and head over to Bojangles to try the Bojangler Fish Fillet Sandwich. You heard right, the Bojangler Fish Fillet Sandwich. A perfectly seasoned, light, flaky, wild-caught Alaskan pollock fish fillet sandwich. For limited time at participating Bojangles. Make it a combo and add Bojangles seasoned fries and legendary iced tea. Hungry for Bojangles but in the mood for something different? Then it's Bojangler time.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Whether you're fixing up a room or tackling a full-scale remodel, Habitat for Humanity Restores have a huge selection of high-quality building materials at a fraction of the cost of regular retail, like new and reclaimed flooring and cabinets, tile, doors, and windows, lumber, and more. Come shop our treasure trove of building materials and save big bucks on your next project. Plus, your purchase helps Habitat build homes in our community. Visit Habitat Restores in Durham, Raleigh, Clayton, or go online to learn more at trianglerestores.org.
What could you do with an extra $75,000 right now, or even a couple $100,000? If you own a home, you can get that money in less than a week with Loan Pronto. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Loan Pronto is the leader in quickly converting your home equity into cold, hard cash. You can pay off all your credit cards or start that home remodel. Loan Pronto has several easy options to let you access the cash from your home. There's virtually no paperwork, no cumbersome process, no junk fees, and often no appraisal. Listen, The average homeowner now has over $300,000 in equity. That's your money. Use it. One client got $150,000 out and paid off all their credit cards, 2 car loans, and a personal loan, cutting their monthly expenses by $1,500. You can get approved in as little as 1 day. So act now with no hard credit pull up front. LoanPronto.com, 919-381-1760. Get the money you need for anything. 919-381-1760, LoanPronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
And Roslovic with speed across slot. Blake, he scores! On the power play, lucky number 7, his 7th of the year for Jackson Blake, and the Canes take a 4-3 lead. That is one of the power play goals that Jackson Blake has tallied this year for the Carolina Hurricanes. As we are in the final segment here on Canes Corner, live from the local on 99.9 The Fan. Is Barbara Nielsen here? Just want to get this one out of the way. Hi, Barb. We just saw you. So you know, Jackson, you just met your biggest fan. She's 87 years old, just had a birthday. So I thought you were 27. This is clearly wrong information. But 25-year season ticket holder, and Jackson Blake is her favorite player. I have this not on the internet, but in print. Wow. So good to know. Just wanted to get that one out there. Hi, Barb. This is Jackson. Jackson, that's Barb. Hey, Barb. Nice to meet you. So,
happy birthday.
All right, here we go. What could go wrong? Toasty, a.k.a. Spookarask. These are the names they go with, and I just read them. Who is closest to you on the team? Are you hanging with the younger guys, or are you close with the older guys too?
Definitely a little closer with the younger guys. Not far off, I would say. Closest, probably Jarvie and KK. Probably those two are the closest I'm with on the team. But, I mean, pretty close with all the guys. So, but if I had to pick 2 of those guys right there.
But is it good to be the older guy on the team now that Scott Morrow is here? And he's now got to carry the bags and clean up the pucks. That duty is no longer yours.
I wouldn't say that. Me, Stanky and Jarvie and Scotty, we pick up the pucks, just us 4 young guys. So, but yeah, it is nice to have a couple other rookies here. So it's been great to have those guys.
Yeah, Logan Stankoven has been fitting in very nice with the Carolina Hurricanes. And also, Mark Jankowski, for people who don't know, he has 4 shots on goal, and all 4 have beaten the goaltender. So
yeah,
something there.
I got to do what he's doing, I guess. I mean, I've never seen a guy who he just scores. That's it.
That's
right?
it. That's all he's doing.
4 games, 4 goals. Like, that's it. Easy as that, right?
Yeah.
There it is. Easy.
We all knew that was going to happen for sure. It's an easy game. This is from LS. Obviously, the NCAA versus the NHL is an entirely different ballgame. What do you miss the most from college hockey versus what you're glad to be away from college hockey?
Oh, geez. What I miss the most is the student section in college hockey. Never needed a map to find out where that thing is. Obviously, you guys have seen it. I like the Sally, but last year I would always go to the student section, jump in there. You know, if we scored or even if I was out there a goal, I was always jumping in there, finding a way to jump in there. So I miss that. And what I don't miss about college is probably the student section as well.
On the road?
Maybe the road, yeah. I Sullied actually, now that I think about it, way too hard last year. I mean, I was doing some crazy things. So I think not having the student section kind of helps me. You know, I still Sully hard, but not as hard. So.
You have to tone it down a little
bit.
Exactly. Jocelyn wants to know, what are some of the things on your bucket list? He's 21 years old, Jocelyn. Bucket list. You got like a bucket list item?
Jeez, I haven't thought that far.
No,
maybe I already playing in the NHL right now. I think that was always on my bucket list. So
playing for 21 years? You haven't brought up that there's a guy on the team who's played for 21 years.
Maybe if I can play as long as Burnsy. I don't know if I have that in me, but if I can play as long as Burnsy, I would feel like that would be a pretty good career.
All right. This one comes in from Lacey. Let's go back to the start of the season. Were you expecting to stay this year, the whole season?
I honestly had no idea what was going to happen. I didn't really have any expectations. Obviously, I wanted to stay the whole year and make the team and stuff like that. And kind of just tried to do everything I could to give Rada and the coaching staff a reason to keep me, and I'm grateful for the opportunity they've given me. So,
all right. This one, and we're very glad he's still here. Where was he going to go? There's not another league he can go up to higher than the NHL. He has 11 as a rookie right now, everybody. This is from Meat Beer Canes. Again, I don't pick the names, but it's not M-E-E, it's M-E-A-T, so you can figure out where this question's going to go. People keep saying that you need to gain mass during the season. Once again, there's a fine bundt cake right here for you, and smaller ones, individual and different flavors afterwards. What is the plan to get that done, and will Brent Burns be supplying you with the elk steaks en route to do that?
Hopefully. I hope he provides me with some stuff. But no, I mean, I eat so much food, and it just doesn't kick in, and it's been like that my whole life. So last summer I gained like 10 pounds, though, and I feel good now. So if I can just keep doing that, I feel like during the season you're not really gaining weight. You're kind of just maintaining your weight because you skate so much and play so many games. So I think next summer will be a really big summer to do that. But honestly, 180 pounds, I like that right now. Like, I'm not too worried about weight. So
fair enough. You got plenty. Trust me, the older you get, the easier it becomes.
No, I know.
You know.
I shouldn't say that, because then next summer I'm going to come back and I'm going to eat, and it's just going to go right to my stomach.
No. You skate.
Yeah.
Take it from somebody, as I told you, Rod Brindamore worked out since his third day on the planet.
Yeah.
You're looking at somebody who stopped working out his third day on the planet. It's easy. That's how you get there. Joy wants to know, what do you like to do on your time off, time away from the rink?
During the year, I just go home and play a lot of Fortnite. Fortnite's kind of my go-to game. That's all I do pretty much, is play Fortnite. Now that I think about it, maybe I should go outside or do something else. But in the off season, huge golfer. I love to play golf. I love to watch golf, and obviously the Players Championship. That was a fun one this weekend to watch, Rory winning. So golf and Fortnite, my two things right there.
All right, we got check and check.
Exactly.
Seth wants to know, what is your, not Jarvis.
Yeah, maybe he don't ask those questions if he.
Well, no, this actually has correct pronunciation, grammar, and it's got a question mark at the end, hence it's a question. That's not Jarvie. To Mr. and Mrs. Jarvis, we're so sorry. What's your go-to pregame get in the zone song?
Oh, jeez. I don't know. I don't know if I have that one. Honestly, I listen to Christian music before my games. So,
go-to band or singer?
Elevation Worship. I listen to my church's songs at home. Grace Worship. That's what I listen to. But I loved. What was it called? It was Macklemore. I don't know. I love Macklemore growing up too. I would always listen to his. So I don't know. Probably Christian music though. That's my go-to.
All right. Well, we can take you to the thrift shop after this, just so you know. So you're set. Old guy can be hip every now and again. Do you have a pregame ritual or a pregame meal?
I take a nap, and my pregame meal is penne pasta with a little white sauce and some chicken. And this year I started eating salads too, just because we eat pretty early, and I thought, why not just add a little salad? It doesn't hurt, right?
No, it's good. Roughage is good for you.
Exactly.
So sorry for this one, Ava. I think we're not going to get an answer. Your favorite cookout order. Has anybody taken you to cookout yet?
No, but I heard Svechny loves cookout, and he says he gets he says he eats it after every single game. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but he loves cookout.
Nobody's listening. We're good.
Yeah, he said, I just forgot, he gets like a hot dog, a brat, he gets everything. I'm like, dude, jeez.
You can get a quesadilla, and for a side, a quesadilla.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Maybe I'll hit that up after one of the games.
It's a way to build mass, people.
Exactly, yeah. There's the answer to the question. That's how I'm going to do it. Cookout.
This one, why do you wear number 53?
When I came to development camp, whatever that was, 2021 or 2022, that was my number at camp, and they gave it to me at training camp this year, and just stuck with it, I guess. So I didn't even pick it. They gave it to me, and I like it, so I'll probably keep it.
Look at that.
Yeah. Easy enough.
See? Sometimes that's how some things are meant to be. This is a good question from Piotr Shutout. That'll work. Coming off of one, so it's apt. This is actually going to be our last question for you, too. I got like 90 that I could ask you. What's it like being the rookie on the team? You were the only rookie for the majority of the season. Do the other guys chirp at you more than the others?
I feel like every rookie on every team is going to get a little heat here and there. They've been pretty good with me, though. Not a whole lot of chirping, a little bit here and there, and I kind of expected that. So I've been fortunate to not get chirped a whole lot, but I still eat a couple here and there. So.
And one real quick, which player is taking you under their wing the most?
I would say, I feel like everyone's been so good. Probably Jarvie, though. He was in the same situation 2 or 3 years ago or whatever it was, and he's been so good with me, and we're just great friends now. So it's been good.
There you go. And as Seth told me, the team runs through him now. So that's the key.
Yeah.
And it'll run through Jackson Blake one day as well. Jackson, thank you so much for being our guest here on Canes Corner. Canes will be in action Thursday, San Jose. It'll be Canes After Dark at 10:30 face-off here for Jackson Blake, for Rob Truitt, for back in the studio, Rusty Helzer, and all of you folks here at the local and on YouTube. Hi, thanks for watching. I'm Mike Maniscalco. We'll talk to you on Thursday. Enjoy the